Okay, let's get started here. I'm going to load in the comments and let's see if we can. It's always something. Okay, we are streaming to YouTube and to Facebook. And give me a second. I'm going to try to get everything organized so I can see you guys. And hang on a minute. I got a light behind my head. I got to try to hide it. So give me just a second so I can figure out where that little devil is. All right, if you are out there, look like I have a halo. Let me go this way. All right, I think we're good. I'm waiting for my microphone to charge. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check it because, nope. Well, I hope y'all are going to be able to hear me because that thing does not want to charge. I'm going to let it sit for a few more minutes. But anyways, welcome to Tuesday night's Facebook Live at 7:02. I'm Dawn Duvall with Shall We Stamp, and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I have been doing this a little over 12 years. Well, actually, almost 12 and a half years, actually. So, anyways, I'm excited to be here. We've got some new stamps. We're going to do holiday card. Actually, one's going to be holiday, one's going to be a little take. So, hopefully, you're going to appreciate what I'm going to create for you all. I'm trying to get that light out from behind my head. So if you're out there on Facebook, say hello. Hello, Karen. Yeah, stay afloat. It's finally stopped raining. Oh, you can hear me loud and clear? Because I'm yelling. Okay, good. Hang on a minute. Let me then unplug my microphone so I don't have to worry about it charging. Hang on a minute. Let me just do it this way. I had it plugged in, but for some reason it didn't want to charge, so whatever. Okay, so if you're on Facebook, make sure that if you enjoy the video, make sure that you like and share it for me or share it. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you are on YouTube, welcome. Please make sure that you subscribe and click that bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. And let's see what else. And if you're new to my channel, let me know that. I'd like to see who all is brand new. So, and for those that don't want to let me know you're out there, welcome. Welcome to everybody. I have some sad news to tell y'all. I'm sad about it. I'm going to go ahead and say this while we're waiting for everybody to come on. So, anyways. Okay, so the studio that I'm in is my husband's cousin who bought into Shell Point but never moved here. And he called about 10 days ago and told my husband that he was thinking about pulling the plug on this place and maybe looking somewhere else. It's not a life care community, but it's an upscale assisted living place in Charlottesville, Virginia. And so, hi, Linda. So it is, let's see, how is the move to a different housing the same? Oh, yeah. We haven't moved yet. We close next Thursday, the 15th, and then we'll move. The movers are actually coming on Friday. But I was just getting ready to tell my story about her sewing studio got flooded. Oh, gosh, Karen, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah. I tell you. And if everything down here, like in Fort Myers Beach and everything has already started flooding just on this little bit that we really didn't get that much considering, right? Tropical, I guess it was a tropical storm. But what's going to happen when a hurricane comes through? I just feel bad for all these people. Yes, it is. So anyway, so in the midst of us packing to move our own home, Chuck's cousin had called and said, I'm thinking about pulling the plug on Shell Point and moving out, but I won't do anything probably until December. So, he said, don't let Dawn freak out. So, which is fine. So then a couple of days later, he calls and said, well, I'm in the first 3 years, and if I go now, I can get a certain percentage back of money that I put down, and with what I'm paying every month, I'd be saving X number of dollars for the next, 5 months. So he has decided to pull the plug on this unit, on this property, and leave, which means that I have to move my studio. And so I've been here 2 years. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. So, and I always say that things happen for a reason. So we got on we've been on the list to find a bigger unit. And as you come up based on when you join, when you bought in and this, that, and the other, we are moving into a little bit bigger unit. Hey, Shar. So I this week I'm going to do tonight, and I will do Friday's fundamental technique on Friday at 12, and then after that I will be shutting down and not doing anything. I'm hoping the last week of August I'll be able to get everything ready. So I'm going to be putting this in, moving it into the new space in what they call a morning room. It's like a kitchen area with a bay window. So my plan is to hopefully get what I need in that room for the crafting aspect, and then I'll put the recording stuff in the front bedroom where I can shut the door and not disturb my husband while he's in there watching TV. So that will allow me to now start packing up my stuff. Oh my gosh. And you guys know, if you have any kind of craft stuff laying around, I've got a lot of stuff. And not only that, I have, because I do everything by mail, right? I've got postage, padded envelopes and all this other mess. So I'm going to be packing for the next week. We're going to have the movers come here first next Thursday, the 15th, and then they'll go to our house. And then we're just moving right next door to the building next door. So when we close Thursday, we're going to just start carrying our stuff over there. I told him, I said, I'm not packing up my clothes. I'm going to take the drawers out of the dressers. I'm going to put them on the little trolley thingy, like you use at a hotel. And I'm wheeling them right across the parking lot. It's not that far, So anyways, that's the latest and greatest. So the next time, well, outside of this coming Friday, the next time you see me will hopefully be the last week of August. But I may pop in and do a live video of me packing up my stuff. And the sad thing, and then I'm going to get started. The sad thing is I'm down in this little community, which is a lot different from where I live, because these are more apartments. So when you walk out the front door, you run into somebody along the way, and you talk to people, and they just, it's just a big community. Let me move my head so you don't see that. And they all like me, believe it or not, and they love my dog, and so we're like one big family down here. And I told my husband, I said, for me, I'm a people person. I don't have to, but I like to be around people. And where we live, I'm not saying that they're not friendly, but we have about 14 buildings of condos that are like 4 floors, 4 units per floor. Some are less because they got bigger units. And people, they'll wave to you, but it's not like it is down here. So that's going to be the biggest challenge. So I've already told my dog walker friend, he plays pickleball out near where we live. So I told him that from now on, he's going to have to come by every morning, have some water, play with the dog, and we'll make appointments to come down here and visit everybody. So anyways, that's the latest and the greatest that's going on. So I will be packing up my studio starting tomorrow, and I'll get up and running as soon as I can. So just wanted to share that with y'all. Isn't that big news? So I truly believe things happen for a reason, and thank goodness we were able to get a bigger unit, and then Doug decides to pull the plug. So there you go. So next time you see me, I'll be, I don't know, hopefully it'll work out in that room. But anyways, all right, let's get started. Enough of that. But I just thought I'd share that with y'all. So, okay, we are going to do a Christmas card using the sophisticated, oh wait, before I say that, now don't forget, if y'all placed orders last month, you've got your $5 coupons to redeem this month. And we also have our designer, a select, I think there's 14 sheets that I didn't print it out, but if you're on my newsletter, I listed it in there. There's going to be 14 packs of designer paper that are going to be 15% off for the whole month of August. So now would be a time to stock up on any papers that you would like and use your coupons so that you would get $5 off plus your 15% off of those discounted items. So that's a pretty good deal. So keep that in mind. If you're not working with a demonstrator, I'd love to have you, I'd love to help you. You can go through my online store and do all of your shopping. And if you need my link, you can either look me up by name, Dawn Duval, or the link is below each of the videos, either Facebook or, well, Facebook going to be on there tomorrow morning, but YouTube, it's there now. Well, they both may be there now. So anyways, all right, enough of that. Let's get started. All right, so we're going to use the sophisticated sled. I'm going to turn the camera down. I'm going to show you the stamp set. And you've probably seen some stuff made with this. I'm going to show you something that we're going to make that's not, we're going to do something a little bit different on the second card with the sled, okay? So this is 11 photopolymer stamps, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentiments, but isn't this cute? Look at that. Don't you love that? And then we have 11 dies. So we've got the sleigh, we got skates, we have some, what is it, a bow? What is that thing called that hangs down? Flowers. Anyways, that's going to do that. That's a bird. And those are the laces for your skates. This is a wreath. And then this is something else I haven't done. This is like making your sled in different pieces. And this would be the wood part. I haven't cut that out yet. So I'm going to play with that as well. And then this is part of a wreath, like a half wreath. Okay. So I think, and it's really, I just love this. And wait till you see what we're going to do. All right. So the first card that we're going to make, and I have to leave my little vellum sheet here because of my little light showing through. I'm trying to cover it up. Hang on. I don't like that line. It drives me crazy. Okay, there we go. I think that'll work. All right. So here's the first card that we're going to make. Isn't that cute? So we got our little red cardinal, and then we have our sleigh. And I'm using some of that wood paper from the one that has all the blue, the different wood, the wood pack, Country Woods, I think it is. And then, of course, we're going to use the vanilla and black ribbon. And I think that's it. So with that being said, let's get started. We're going to make this card, and then the next one's going to be a really unique card. Okay, so we're going to use cherry cobbler this evening. I know, the gentleman that watches my dog occasionally, he works at our thrift store. Shell Point has a thrift store for that they take the money that they make through that, and it's used to help residents. So if you happen to run out of money and you can't pay your monthly fee, then they use that money to help offset those costs. So I mean, this is a really pretty amazing place, believe it or not. So he brought me some totes, and then my husband filled them up with stuff to go back to the thrift store. So now he's got to go get me some more totes. But we got boxes and stuff. We've been dumpster diving. All right, so we're going to use cherry cobbler, and it's 8.5 by 5.5. And I am going to fold this in half because I've already scored it. I did all of this in advance. I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm going to grab my other glue just in case this one decides it doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, so cherry cobbler, 8.5 by 5.5. You know, cherry cobbler usually only comes out around Christmas time. Isn't that sad? Poor little guy sits there waiting for somebody to use him. And then we're going to attach a piece of wood grain. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this because I've already colored most of the sleigh because I wanted to get all that cut out because I really didn't want to have to sit here and have you all watch me cut stuff because that's not fun. You know, it's bad enough you got to watch me color, which you will be doing because I'm going to be coloring these, this little bow. What is this thing called? Bow? I'm going to color that. And I just realized that I need a piece of paper. Hold on, let me grab some scrap paper. So it's going to be an interesting next 2 weeks for me to be in here packing up. At least I'll be able to clean house some, so that'd be good. So, all right, we're going to put this right there for now. I'm going to put my little 2 color pieces right there. All right, now, excuse me, the next thing, what I did is I used the 3D snow, oh my gosh, it's an embossing folder, and it's down here on the floor. I used that to give some texture, snow, and little snowflakes on this card. But what I'm going to do, I don't want all of this, right? I only want to leave half of that. So I'm going to cut, I can probably do it through here. I think I'm going to cut off, let's see. I'm going to cut off about, yeah, like 1 inch. Let me see how long I want to do this. Hang on a minute. I'm trying to look. I'm going to cut off about maybe 1.25 inches. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to cut this off 1.25 inches. So we're going to take from 4 and we'll bring it down to what? We're going to take 1.25 inches off. So there's 1 inch. And that would be, hang on a minute, 1, and that's going to be half. So this is 1/4 right here. I like this little thing, but then sometimes I don't like it. So we're just going to go with this and see what happens. Okay, and you know what I just did? I just realized I cut off the wrong side, but that's all right. That's okay. I think we'll be fine. All right, and then we can just save this for another thing. All right, and then I'm going to glue this down on here like this, and this is going to go right up to the it's 5.25 by, what did I say now? It's going to be what, 3? Actually, it's right at 3 inches. So we're going to glue that right there. Oh, you know what? I'm a dodo head. I glued down my paper, and we can't do that. Well, I'm going to have to glue it. Never, that's okay. I'm not gluing this down because we got to add our ribbon. This one, I did the ribbon underneath the designer paper. I was too busy talking, not paying attention. Imagine that. So we'll just glue it down on, we'll just do it underneath this right there. That's fine. No biggie. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. Now, what I did was I cut out the sleigh and I colored it first. I stamped it in pecan pie or pecan pie, however you want to say it. But if you notice my frame, I went around, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm using Pebbled Path Dark Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to go around and just color in the, I want this to be dark, okay? So that's what we're going to do right now. And I'm just going to try to follow the lines and not do too much to get out of, so I can keep it straight, okay? So this is just something, because you can't stamp it, because it's photopolymer, and photopolymer doesn't hold, in my opinion, doesn't hold the ink as nice as the red rubber, okay? So I'm just going to take my time, and I'm just going to follow the lines of the sled, because I really want this to be darker, and I'm just going to just follow where I stamped it with the pecan pie, and then just come in. We're just going to go over that and cover it up. And no one's really going to know the difference, right? It's only us, so no one has to know. But this is just something that you can do. And, of course, we want to color this piece right here. And I'm just taking my time trying to cover the whole thing. You might have to come back and do another little swoopy-doopy. All right, and then we're going to come down. Now, this right here is part of the sled. It's like the wood underneath. So I am going to... I'm going to leave those pecans, so I'm just going to come underneath of it and then just pull my marker, my alcohol blend down and try to stay off coloring that. And I'll, oops, getting a little crooked. Let me turn it this way. It's easier for me to see it. All right, so then we're going to come down here, and I'm just going to color it right up to that guy, because this one goes underneath. That one I probably shouldn't have covered it up, but... it's all right. No one's going to look at that, right? All right, so now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do the same thing right here. All right, so then we're going to come down. Now, this one is pretty easy because you can just pick it up and follow the line. Hopefully, it doesn't look too squirrely. But again, this is just something, you don't have to do this. You can leave it all brown, but I kind of liked it with the dark sleigh, you know what I mean? And then those will be like the slats underneath, and we'll leave those. This is, to me, would be like the runner part, you know, it probably would be silver. So we're going to leave that like that. So I'm going to set that off, excuse me, set this off to the side. Now when you punch this out, it comes out as one whole piece. So that right here is going to blend in with our white, so you won't really see that, okay? So now we're going to come in and we're going to color our ribbon and our berries on here. And I am using Cherry Cobbler, light and dark. And then I'm also using... shaded spruce. I love this green color, and it's good. It's really a nice holiday color. So we're going to come in. I'm going to come in with the dark cherry, and I'm going to come in and do all of the little berries. So I'm going to do that first, and I'm just really pushing the little nubby part down. And let me just zoom in just a little bit so that you can kind of see. I'm just pushing the little tip down, the nub part, and just do it a couple of little taps, because once you push it down, it kind of disperses the ink anyways. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to fill in all these little berries here. And it never fails. You think you got them all, and once you get them, you go, oh, look, I missed one. So we're just going to go through here and do whichever ones I can see. And this is the time-consuming part right here. And I'm only because you want to be careful that you don't go out of the lines, right? So we're going to try not to do that. And then we've got our little berries right here. And this is such a fun stamp. It's going to be a fun stamp to use for the winter, especially for the holidays. So this will be really nice, and we'll figure out some other ways we can do something with it that's not going to always be the same old, same old. So we'll continue to look for stuff like that. And I'm going to show you one, the next card. And let me just make sure I've got all my little cherry things or whatever the little flowers are colored. I think I do. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, now I'm going to just take on the inside of the bow. I'm going to make this darker because that's kind of like the underneath part. So I'm going to use the dark cherry cobbler right here. And then I'm going to come in and do the actual bow in the light cherry cobbler. Okay, so there, and I think I'm going to do I want to do this in dark? The bow. I think I will. Let's flip this over. We're going to do where we flip it over and tie our bow. I'm going to do that dark. All right, now we're going to come in and do light cherry cobbler. And I'm using the small tip because I got a lot of area to go, and I don't want to go outside of my lines, you know, coloring in the lines. So I'm just going to go through here and color the light. And then we're going to do our little bow. So have any of y'all purchased this set yet? And the other thing to let you know, if you're not working with a demonstrator, we have a new catalog coming out, and if you're interested, shoot me a message. I'll be more than happy to put you on my list. I will be ordering those here in the next week or so and get those delivered, so they will go out, because that catalog will go live in September, early September. I don't have the date right in my right near me or in my brain because I've had other things going on. Imagine that. So again, if you're not working with a demonstrator and you'd like a catalog, let me know. I'll be more than happy to send one to you. There's no charge. I take care of all that. And I think this right here, I think this is part of the other part of the bow of our ribbon. And again, this is the light cherry cobbler. Okay, I think we're good with that. All right, so we've got that done. If we find any red things, we'll just fix them. All right, now we're going to come in with our cherry cobbler. With our shaded spruce. Now I'm going to come in with the dark one. I love, whoopsie, oh my gosh, look at that. Well, hope that doesn't mean I'm out of ink. We're going to be in trouble. All right, let's see if I can get this thing to go back in there. I need to use my dark. Hang on. We might just be using the light now. Hang on a minute. This guy's, all right. Well, good Lord. Oh, I must not have known my own strength when I closed it up the other day. Oh, we got ink in there. Okay, I'm just going to take the dark cherry cobbler. So if they do come apart like that, that's okay. I'm just going to come in and make some little lines on where the artist has done the vein. So I'm just going to come in with the dark and try to mimic that. So we'll just put a couple of little lines through there. Oh, and I see a cherry that I missed. All right, so I think I'm good there. Now I'm going to grab my dark cherry because I don't want to forget where I just saw that. I just saw a cherry. Where did it go? See, this is why. Hang on a minute. It was right in this area. Oh, there it is. Hang on. I see it. It's right here. We missed that one. Okay, I think that's good. That's why we go back and check everything. All right, so now we're going to come in with our light shaded spruce, and I'm just going to color the leaves. And really, this is not that difficult. You just, you know, it's a little bit more difficult because you've got you want to not go out of the lines, right? And I think that's part of the ribbon right there. I think I might have missed that. So I'm trying to look at the one with the, let's see, where's the, oh, that's the piece that's up. Okay. All right, and then let's see, we've got this one right here. It's the tip of that one. And then we'll come in and color these. And if we see something when we get done, then we'll go back and fix them. All right. So it's still hot and humid here. I know the hurricane, well, that one, what we had wasn't the hurricane, but that's up north of where we are, right? And it did turn in, but I think my understanding is it hit a population, an area that was not real populated. So that was a good thing. But it's going to head up, you know, up the coast. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed and pray that we don't have any hurricanes coming anymore. We don't want any this winter. We've had enough. We don't need any more, right? Okay, people are still recovering, you know, and just like people out west, you know, got fires and they're barely recovering from last year, and then they've got more fires. It's pretty sad. So we're just going to get in here and get these colored, and let's see if I can find, I think those are going to be little green spots. And what else? Let me look at this. I have to look at it really closely because you don't know if it's a white area or if it's an actual leaf, you know. And I'm thinking, I don't think that's a leaf right there. I think that's good. I think we've got everything. I think I've got all the little berries. I think I've got that done. All right, so now I'm going to zoom. Well, I might be able to leave it like that. Okay, so we're going to take this one and we're going to go ahead and attach and do our thing. So the first thing I want to do, since I messed up on the ribbon part. Oh, hang on. I got to get my ribbon scissors. I packed them for my classes tomorrow. Hang on. I have extra ones. My shell point classes are tomorrow, so I had to get card kits ready for them. Holy swag. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's swag. You're right, Karen. You are so smart. So I had to get my class kits ready for tomorrow. I'm going to zoom this thing out, so give me just a minute. Let me go out a little bit. And then I had to get stuff ready for tonight, tomorrow, and then Friday. Now, Friday's card is, it's a fun fold, and it's not going to take very long. So if you want to join me, please do. And it probably won't take more than 30 minutes if I don't talk too much. It won't even probably take that long. All right, so I am going to, this is how I measure, in case y'all don't know how to measure for ribbon. If you want to tie a bow, whichever side of the paper you're going to tie, whatever direction, right? You want to wrap it, if you're going to do a bow, you want to wrap it 4 times, the length or the width of whatever it is, wherever you want your bow. So if I wanted to do a bow, I've got, that's 2, and then 3, and then I'd come back and do 4 loops, right? But I'm not going to do a bow. I'm going to do a little knot. So you're only going to do 3, but I always cut a little extra just in case, okay? So that's just a little hint to help you save on your ribbon. Now, if you want to use up your ribbon that way, more power to you. But I don't like to do that. So, all right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to tie the ribbon, and then I can slide it over where I want it. What I should have done, but I was too busy talking, I glued my paper down. On the card, I put it around the wood before I glued everything down. So that was my mistake. But you know what? It's no big deal because it doesn't matter. It's still going to be on here. I'm just going to put it on here for now. And then I'm going to slide it over where I want it to be. Okay? Oh, thank you. Oh, Linda, you're such a good wife. She cooks for her husband every night. Okay, so now I'm going to make a knot, but the first thing I'm going to do is try to pull it tighter. And if I don't get it as tight, I can tighten it up on the back when we get ready to glue it down. That's how I look at it. So we're going to pull this down, all right? And then I'm going to slide this over because I want this to be on the edge of my card. I might have to use a glue dot to hold it down once we get it on here, and then I'm going to trim up. So what I'm going to do is slide this over, and then we're going to glue this down, and hopefully I'll get that slid over before I glue it down, okay? And then I'll probably put a glue dot here, and then I'll trim up my ties. But, okay, I think that's going to work, even though, yeah, that'll work. No big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our glue on here. And again, I'm using the Tombow, so I'm just going to come along. I'm not going to use that one. Let's go back to the one I've been using. I'll come along and put some adhesive on here, and I'm going to come back and put some underneath my ribbon to hold that down. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit there, and then I'm going to put some on the ribbon itself because we want that to adhere to our card as well. Okay, so now I'm going to pick this thing up. I'm going to make sure I've got my ribbon in place because I won't be able to move it that much once I get it down here, right? And then this is going to go all the way over to the left-hand side, even with our wood paper. And we're going to get it nice and even and lay that down. Got our ribbon in there, and we're good to go, okay? Now, so what I'm going to do, because this is kind of flippy-floppy, right? We're going to take a glue dot. Let me look for them. Hold on a minute. All right, how about if we move them over, take some over here. Whoops, throwing stuff on the floor. All right, let's take a glue dot and get my scissors. Let me get my paper snips out. I like to use my snips. I think I'm going to put a couple on here. All right, so there's my glue dots, if you can see them. And I always like to lift them up. You can use your take your pick tool too. All right, so we're going to lift that up, and I'm going to place this right in this area of the ribbon to hold it down. And it's still a little wobbly. See, I needed to push that down underneath some, which I didn't get to do. But that's okay, because I'm going to take another glue dot, and we're going to tack it down right about here. And I'm going to pull the ribbon down a little bit, and no one's going to notice that. And I think that's good. I'm going to put one more right in the center. Now, had I done this the way I previously did with putting it on first before with the wood paper, I wouldn't have to do this. But that's okay. See, you just make do with what you got, right? And that's okay. So we're going to leave that like that. And now I can snip up my little tails. And we'll snip that one about like that. Whoops, got a little crazy on that one, didn't I? Okay, so that's all right. We're good there. All right, now we're going to pop this up, the sleigh, on dimensionals. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my bow or my bow, whatever you want to call it, of flowers. So we're going to put some adhesive on here. And I'm just going to lay it right up to the top. Oh, we got to do our bird. So I'm going to lay that right there. Forgot about my birdie. Here's the little bird. We got to color him real quick. Well, you see how big he is. It's not going to take very long. Let me move my stuff out of the way. All right, we don't need the ribbon scissors. Let me get my red out. I'm just going to color him. Oh, let me see. I'm going to give him, hold on a minute. I'm going to try to give him a little bit darker. I can't see his, what in the world? Oh, there his head. I'm trying to think, what in the world? Oh, he's looking at me. I'm trying to think, what in the world? All right, this right down here, his belly. I'm just going to make that a little bit darker and a little bit on the tail, and I'll do those little dots right there. The rest of them are going to be in light. And then I'm going to use a, hang on a minute. Let me find let me get a peachy, I'm going to use peach pie. Whoopsie, that's not peach pie. Hold on a second. I grabbed the wrong, I grabbed petunia pop. I'm going to use the, Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to color his beak a little bit of peach. We're going to give him a little bit of a peachy looking thing. All right. And then we're going to come back in with the light cherry cobbler, and we'll just color him in. So, and this guy is really tiny, so you just have to be careful that you don't color his face or something that you don't want to have to be red, right? So we're just going to come in. It's pretty easy to color him. And I'll just go and make some little dots there so we don't cover up his eyeballs. There we go. That wasn't too bad. All right, so now we'll get some dimensionals out, and we're going to use a little baby dimensional. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on this. We're going to pop the sleigh up. So I'm going to put 6 on here. 2 at the bottom, 2 in the center. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to put the center ones in just a little bit. Don't ask me why, just because. And then we're going to put 2 at the top. And I'll put those over here. Whoopsie. All right, so there's that. And then we'll get this on there, and then we'll add our bird. So as you all have seen before, I always poke my thumbnail or fingernail inside. It just makes it a little bit easier to pick up your tops of the dimensionals. All right, and we'll get those out of the way. All right, so we're going to add that on here. And I'm going to place that right towards the top. And I want to leave room for my sentiment. So I'm going to put that right about there. And then I'm going to take a mini dimensional. And we're going to put that on the little birdie. And we're going to put that there. And pull that off. Whoops, hang on. Pull that off. I have got to get my nails done. Every time I tell the lady to cut my nails short, they never cut them as short as I want them. And I always say just hanging over, you know, just hanging over, very little, and they still don't get it. They think I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, all right, so let's put him right here. We're going to put the little bird right there. So he's popped up on dimensionals, so that's a good thing. All right, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment. So I have a piece of scratch paper here, and we'll be cutting this down. I am going to use the sentiment, and, oh, guess what? I didn't bring, let's see what color. I didn't get the ink pad. Hold on a minute. I'm going to use the Pebbled Path just to do a little bit darker, and, pardon me, picking up stuff on the floor. That way it kind of blends with the black. I really don't like the way my ribbon looks on here, but I'm sure it doesn't really matter because whoever gets this thing is not going to know any different. Okay. Where do I have this? Oh, that's that. Okay. All right, so we're going to stamp I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. And we're going to stamp that right here. And I am going to try to stamp it towards the bottom, and then I won't have to cut as much off. Okay, and that's a small, kind of a little scriptive on the fun and laughter part. Okay. All right, so let's bring in this little trimmer. I've already packed my paper trimmer for my class tomorrow, but that's all right. We'll get this down. All right, so I'm going to trim this down. I like my stuff trimmed short. I don't like to have a lot. So we're going to cut that off there. I'm going to bring this down here and cut that. That looks crooked, doesn't it? Maybe I don't have it in there straight. Hang on. Oh, yeah, that's not straight. Ha! Looks like I've been drinking. All right, hang on. Let's try that again. And if it still looks crooked, then I'll get my other trimmer out. And then I want to trim it a little bit on this side. And let's see, do I want any more? Let me see how short that looks. Yeah, let's trim this down too. Why not? I'm going to try to see if I can get it straight. That's the only thing about this trimmer is it's really hard to get it to hold in place where it doesn't look like you're, you know, getting kind of wonky. There, look, I pulled it right apart. Okay, I think that'll be fine. That'll work. So we'll put that there. And I'm going to keep this little scrap because you never know when you need scraps, right? Okay, so we're going to add this. I'm going to put this on dimensionals as well. And what do we do with them? Here they are. So I'm going to put, let's see, probably 3 on the back just because we can, right? And we'll put, we'll put 3 there. Oh, there goes the dog. No, I'm going to put 2. I lied. Oh, my poor dog. She's getting so old and she's got some issues with her health, and I always worry about her. Okay, so we're going to put this right down here. So I'm just going to put it right below the sleigh. And I'm going to move it over just a little bit. There we go. Whoops, that's not straight. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of the hang on, let me find my little duty dots things. These are some of the adhesive back solid gems that came out with the lemon lolly, the boho blue, and the pecan. So I'm going to put a little tiny ones. Well, actually this small one. I'm going to put these down here just to kind of pull some of that pecan down. And hopefully this will go right there. All right. And then, of course, we'll put our white piece on the inside before we mail it out. All right. So what do you think about that card? Isn't that cute? And then, of course, our white piece will go in here. You can always stamp the bird in the bottom corner if you choose to do so. Probably, or you could put little snowflakes. There's some snowflakes in there. We could do that as well. All right, so there's our first card. All right, now, here comes the next one. I'm going to show you what we can do here. Get that little light thing covered up. Hold on. Driving me crazy. Is it over here? Over there? See, I never know which way I'm going. That's good. Okay. Now, The next card, we're going to use the same set. However, we are going to, I don't need any of this, I don't think. Maybe I do. All right, so let me show you the card that we're going to do. Hopefully you'll like this. We're going to use Shaded Spruce again. Let me find my card. Okay, this is card I made. Now, look what I did. Okay, let me get my, and I used the dies from the Spotlight on Nature. So let me show you the card first. Okay, so look at this. Now, what does that look like right there? The white piece. That is part of the sled. Okay, so let me show you on the thing. So this is going to be more looking like a stained glass window in a church or wherever. But I'm going to make it a church. So what do you think about that? See? And that you're just going to cut that out in basic white. Or, yeah, basic white. Isn't that adorable? And then we're going to put it on the back of the paper and we're going to trim around it. That's what we did. Isn't that the cutest thing? So there's another idea that you can use for the sleigh, is make some stained glass window cards. So there you go. There's a tip for the sleigh card. So when you cut out your sleigh, you would normally cut, like what I did is, and I'll go back, let me show you. So I stamped, so all of this came on the stamp. So then what you do is you're just going to cut it out with this piece, right? So that just cuts the whole thing out. Now, I'm assuming, and I haven't done this yet, I can cut this out, and that's going to give me the frame of the sled. And then this piece, I believe, and I'm going to show it to you, I believe this is the sled with that piece right here. So this piece right here, I think is that. And then this is what you could cut this out of brown paper and give it that wood look. And I'll make some of those later and show you, but I believe that's what that's for. But, so this, we're gonna make a stained glass window. Isn't that clever? So there you go. So if you buy this set, you get to use it all year round because you're gonna be using that little window. And we can make all sorts of stained windows, right? All right, so let me move him out of the way. So that's what I did. Now I used, okay, so the Spotlight on Nature circle dies, and there's 12 of these. I've got 6 on each sheet, and they're different, the same designs, but in different sizes, okay? So that's where the circles came from. And this one I did in pumpkin pie, peach pie, I know it's a bunch of pies, pumpkin pie, peach pie, and then the white, I embossed it with the mini, this little guy. And I used the Fun Patterns embossing folder, and it's the ones with the flowers on it, this one right here. So what you have to do is lay it on your white piece. Let me show you. When you use the mini machine, or the big one, it doesn't matter. And this is perfect because what you do is lay it in here, run it through the machine, right? Now I have this piece that I have to emboss, right? So what I did is my embossed piece, right, is already embossed. So now I turn it and I can line it up with the edges of the pieces right here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there on the edge of the card, I can line it up so it cuts it just like that on the edge. Let me get in the camera. Right there on the edge is where it cut it. I mean, embossed it. So that's kind of something to think about when you're using these. You can always use it on a little bit larger than what the die was made for. Okay, so that's what I did, and this is this is 3 3/4 by 5. All right, so let's put this right here, and let's move in. Now, the paper that I'm using is, I call it the disco. I don't know. This is rainbow paper. This is the Full of Life 6x6 paper. And if y'all haven't seen this, I mean, this is so daggone colorful. Look at all these colors. I'm just going to pull some of them out. So these are all the ones you get. I think there's like, I don't know, 5 or 4. Maybe there's 4 of each. But you go through here. So you got different designs. Aren't those colorful? And then look on the back. Look at that. So you've got, like, that could be a sunset. So just think about all the ways you can use this paper. That's what, to me, that looks like water. So you can cut it down for whatever you're trying to make. So vibrant and so colorful. And look at that. That's watercolor. You could do all sorts of stuff. And you can make that a stained glass too. So just keep that in mind with this paper. It's $12.50 and you get 48 sheets. So you can't go wrong, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I went ahead and already cut out my stained glass. I'm going to call it my frame. Okay, there's my frame. And then I've already cut out my little circle so we can do our sentiment. Now what we need to do is I chose this piece, and this is what you're going to find is going to be really fascinating. I am going to, I'm going to lay this on here. Now look at that. Do you see how that's lined? I'm going to line that up, but it looks like I'm going to have a starburst coming out of my card. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to trim. I'm going to not trim it. I'm going to sketch, outline. And I'm going to go a little bit longer because I can trim this up. I'm going to bring it down. I just want that to look like this. I want it to look like the sun is coming up, right? And I want to get this even because see how these bars are going? So I want to get that even with the window thing. And then I'm just going to draw a line, and then I'm just going to trim this with my paper trimmer. I'm sorry, my paper snips. Now I'm trimming the legs, but we really don't need the legs, right? Because this is going to be a window. So I'm just going to trim it. Let me turn it this way. And just pencil around. And then we'll cut it with our paper snips. And come around. Okay? So that's all we're going to use on our design. So I'm going to cut this. Let me just go ahead and cut down. And I'm going to go all the way across so I don't have so much paper. Okay? And then I'm just going to come up on my pencil and pencil line. And we may trim it down just a little bit so it doesn't hang out over the paper. And I'm just going to follow the line. And hopefully we get it to where it looks decent. And then we're going to have this really cool, and to me this is going to look like something that would be in a church, right? It's the sun. It looks like the sun that's coming up at the bottom through the window. It's absolutely gorgeous. So let's do that. And then I'm going to trim this a little bit here. Okay, so let's just move all this out of the way. Now let's see, I need to trim, and then we're just going to glue this on top of that. All right, so let's look at this. Now look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Wait till we put it on the paper. All right, so I'm going to trim off. We don't need these little legs, so we're just going to trim those little guys right off. Okay, so they're gone. And then we're going to lay this on top. I don't know where my craft mat is, but, well, that's okay. We're going to use this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue going around. I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to ooze out through my windows, right? So, well, if I can get it to come out. There we go. So let me just lay this down so I can see it. So we're just going to do some little dabbing. All right, put some little dots to hold it down. Probably should have left the legs down there so I could use that. And then we'll do that. Probably getting too much. All right, just put a little dab there, a little dab-a-doo-ya, right? And you could always use your adhesive sheets if you wanted to go that route. That's okay too. All right, so I'm going to bring in my tweezers, and we're going to lay this on top of our paper. Let go there, Bubba. All right, isn't this cool? Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. All right, so we're going to lay that there, and the green glue is going to give us time to move everything around. So give me 1 second while I shift. And now I'm going to have to go back and do a little trimming. I can see that. But look at that. Doesn't that look like the sun coming up? So we got a little bit there. Let me see. All right, so I think that looks pretty good, actually. I'm just going to come around and trim just a little bit right here on the designer series paper because I got a little bit much. I'm just not. There we go. Just trim that off right about like that. I don't want to cut into my white. And then we'll just do a little trimming right down here at the bottom. Just at the bottom where some of that paper is a little crooked. Okay? Isn't that cute? Now what do you think about that? Doesn't that look gorgeous how that goes? It's so easy. I'm telling you. All right. So there's that. Now let's put our card together. I told you this one's not going to take that long at all. All right, so now I am using lemon lime twist and 8.5 by 5.5. Excuse me, and score it at 4 1/4. You fold it in half, whichever is easier for you. Excuse me. And we'll give it a good burnish. And we do it on both sides to keep it laying flat. And let me get my stuff put back where it belongs. All right, so make sure I get my card opened the right way. Actually, I'm gonna do it like, I've got it folded just a little bit. Oh, that's all right, it's no big deal. Okay, and then I'm using a 4, whoa, I didn't cut that, did I? What I was thinking when I put that one out. This is gonna be 4 by 5 1/4. So let's cut this down to 4 inches. Oh, you know, I need to get my trimmer. 4, because I don't know what 5 1/4 is on this one. Hang on a second. Let me just jump right over to my. I've got the old guillotine cutter that Stampin' Up came out with years ago. I wish they would come back with it because I really like this thing. Okay, so shaded spruce, 4 by 5 1/4, and then our little flowery white piece is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and oh, we got to do it. Yeah, we want to make sure we do it this way because I won't have room otherwise. All right, so let me go ahead and glue everything down. So we'll add our white. And this is a really, if you want to make these as holiday, Christmas cards, this would be great because the only thing you'd have to do would be to cut a bunch of those Sled pieces out and then trim your cut your paper up and trim it, right? So we're going to do it long ways. And so I'm going to go ahead and attach this down, and I'm just gluing everything flat. Don't you love shaded spruce? I love this color. It's such a pretty, pretty green. I really do. I mean, I favor green anyways. I like peacock and, pretty peacock and the Lost Lagoons and all those turquoisey type greens. My favorite colors. I got me some new lamps for the bedrooms yesterday on Marketplace. Okay, so we've got that there. So now all I have to do is go put my window on here, and then you all can design whatever your little brain, not little, but your crafty brain comes up with as far as how you want your window to look like or what you want to do with it. So there's all sorts of, just think about that. I'm just going to put one in the middle. I don't think we need 2. And I'm going to put 1 on each side. But isn't that clever? So let's take that off. And I got that off there. And we'll be done in just a minute. I mean, probably about 6 minutes or so. I just need to stamp our sentiment and we're good to go. All right, get that off there. Okay, so I am going to place this right about here. All right, and then I have my shaded spruce circle and my white for my sentiment. And I am using the Charming Sentiments, and this is retired, and I'm using Faith Over Fear. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to stamp that in the same color of the green. So we're going to use Shaded Spruce. And we'll just ink that little guy up and stamp that. Let me get some ink on the bottom part. And we're going to stamp that right about there. Isn't that pretty? It's just such a, I just love this color. I really do love this color. All right, so I'm gonna put that there, clean that off. And then all we've got to do is glue this on here, pop it up on dimensionals, add a few embellishments, and then we are good to go. So let's do that. So let me know in the comments if you like this and if you're gonna try it. I would love to see what your reactions are. And if you make them and send them out, I'd really like to hear what people say about your card. I just think this is pretty wild. All right, so we're going to pop this guy up on dimensionals, and I'm going to put 4 on here. Could make a smiley face, but you know what? I think we only need 3. Let's go with 3. We'll make it kind of like eyeballs and a nose. All right, so we're going to put that right on here about like that. And then I have, I'm telling you, I'm trying to use up embellishments that I've had forever that I haven't used. So these are retired, obviously. I think they are Festive Pearls. I'm pretty sure these are retired. I loved these when they came out with it. Okay, so on this one, I'm thinking, what if I put these little blue ones? What do you think if I put that right there? That would kind of pull that blue together. What do y'all think? I think I'm going to do that. Let's put one here. I'm going to do the blues. Well, they look like blue to me, but it's probably, I don't know. I like that. Let's put one right here. And let's put one. The other one I put down there. I'm thinking I want to do it on the card. Do I want to put it here? Or should I put it down here? I don't know. I'm so confused. What do y'all think? Let's put it over here on this flower. Woo, look at that. We'll make it look like a flower. And then, of course, we'll do our inside. Isn't that gorgeous? Do you all not love that idea? So you got your sleigh. Get that paper or any kind of pattern colored background and make some stained glass windows. All right. So that is our cards for the evening. Let me pull these out. So we have our sophisticated sleigh set. And you know what's so funny? When I saw this, I had no idea what I was thinking, why do they have like a kangaroo? I kept thinking this thing looked like a kangaroo. And then I realized that it's cutting out the skates. It's cutting out this, I think it's the skate. Yes, the skates with the strings at the top. I thought it looked like a kangaroo. But anyways, all right, so there's your set. Pardon me. We'll put that right there. Put that right there. Pardon me. And then here are our cute little cards. There you go. Isn't those great? I love quick and easy cards. I'm telling you, these are so simple to make. All right, everybody. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with me. Hopefully, I will see you on Friday afternoon, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do a fun fold. And with that, I'll see you on Friday, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks, everyone. And don't forget to share if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I'll see you Friday. Have a good evening.